Hey everyone, welcome back, welcome in. Today's pick a card reading is going to be all about love. So I have an August love prediction for you. Please note that you may receive messages from one pile, all piles, or none. Not all messages will resonate with you every single time. That just means better luck next time. On this channel, we share love, light, and real. So if these messages resonate with you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel to support, and join the family. So we have 4 piles. Here we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So that you don't have to pause the video, I'm gonna pause for about 30 seconds to allow you to connect to the cards and connect with the piles, see whichever ones really speak to you. And remember, you may need to receive more than one message, so feel free to pick more than one pile. Ready? Go. Once you feel connected to the cards, make sure to check out the description box below for the timestamps. Okay, pile 1, let's go. Okay, pile number 1. So what I see for you right now, it seems like you've dealt with something in your past that seemed almost too good to be true. You had such an incredible connection with somebody here that y'all became, I don't want to use the word addicted. I want to use something a little more powerful than that. It seemed like from day one, you guys were completely infatuated, in love, love at first sight. You had the same sense of humor. You couldn't get enough of each other, and it almost became routine for you guys to spend time together super quickly. It felt normal fast, and it was almost scary. It was almost like this is what you've always feared, having this type of commitment to someone, but you fell into it and you fell so hard that you couldn't deny it. However, it got to a point where you had to let each other go. You couldn't get things done. You couldn't see your family the way that you wanted to see your family. You couldn't complete your projects the way you wanted to complete your projects. You weren't spending enough time for yourself, and you were putting all of your energy into this other person. So the situation, unfortunately, became really toxic, but you knew it and you recognized it. So you were able to get yourself out of it with a new perspective. So the Hangman is all about having new perspectives, seeing things from another point of view, right? So being that you already have a good sense of intuition, you're already a pretty wise person. So looking at the situation from outside of yourself, you were able to recognize this is not the situation for me. I am not in the best place for growth, to get myself where I want to go. Maybe you've been here before. Maybe you've had this type of situation with somebody prior to your most recent situation, and you got so caught up in what felt good, and you got so caught up in how new it was and how fresh it was, that you kind of put those rose-colored glasses on. But opening yourself up to that new perspective, you were able to get out of this situation. Now, the thing about this individual that you're so attracted to is just how quick-witted they are, how funny they are, how brave they are. They're really not the type to sit around and mope on anything or move slowly. Once they come up with an idea, they're out there and they're making it happen. If they want to cook a meal today, you'll talk about it, and then 2 seconds later they're putting on their shoes and you're going to the supermarket to pick up the ingredients because you're going to make this meal. They don't sit around and dream all of the time. They make things happen. They're a mover, they're a shaker. And that's something that was very addicting for you. Again, with this new, not necessarily new, but with your ability to look at things from a different perspective, you were able to balance yourself out. And the Temperance and the Hangman, they go hand in hand in this situation, because Temperance is all about balancing yourself, having patience, taking things slow, taking time to really understand what you're going through. And this is exactly what you needed for yourself. You needed to take a break. You needed to take a break from this busy lifestyle that you were creating with this one individual. This one individual ended up becoming your world, and it was like an overnight type of situation. It wasn't all bad. However, it's just not what you needed at the time. So let's see. Yep. Okay. All right. So with the Phenomenon Oracle card here, this is just reiterating that this type of connection that you had with this person was like one that you never thought that you would get ever again. It was so easy. It felt so right. And this is why you put your entire being into this type of situation, because it almost seemed like a life partnership. It almost seemed like it would be an unbreakable bond, a lifetime type of situation. Even if you ended up moving out of the romantic side of things or the lustful side of things and you just became friends, it was something that you didn't want to lose. But you may not have lost it completely. You may just be taking a break, right? So with this blocked energy here, especially next to the Temperance, you've had to block this individual out. It seems like they may not have been ready to let you go yet, but you had to do this for yourself. And you know what? You probably had a couple people in your life tell you that, hey man, we or girl, we can't recognize you anymore. We don't know who you are because you've almost turned into this person. You guys spent so much time together, you became so enveloped in each other that you started to pick up each other's characteristics. So it was something that you had to block in order to get yourself balanced, in order to bring yourself back to the core of who you are. It's pretty powerful. Right? Okay. So with the Lovers card, I'm seeing, and I don't know why this keeps coming up, that this relationship that you had to let go of is going to come back. I have a feeling that the Lovers card signifies a new relationship, something fresh, something new, something just inexplainable and otherworldly almost, you know, a true soulmate connection. And honestly, I feel like this Lovers card is coming through for your most recent relationship that you had to take a break from. And I'm not getting the feeling that this is something bad. I definitely feel like we all have multiple soulmates in life, but this may be a little stronger than that. I don't want to necessarily call it a twin flame, but I feel like it's a little past a soulmate. And this is definitely a person meant for you. With the Four of Pentacles reversed, it's speaking about letting go of fear and letting go of resentment. So you guys may have gone through something, again, really toxic. You guys may have dealt with some situations where you had bad communication, or maybe one person was so dead set on getting their point across that they didn't converse to listen and to understand the other person. Could have been you, could have been your person. But what this is saying is, when you guys do get back together, you're not going to go into this feeling like you have something to prove, or feeling like you have to get back at them for whatever reason. You're definitely going to go into it with a lot of love, and with your heart really open to them. And it's going to be really important for you to take this really slow. You're going to feel the urge to get right back to where you were the first time, because you have such a strong connection with this individual. But it is important that you take your time, you don't rush the situation, make sure that you stay balanced within this type of beautiful commitment, this beautiful companionship, this true friendship, because at the end of the day, you guys are true friends first. And I think that's what makes it so addicting to you, because it's really hard to meet an individual that you just feel so connected to. It's hard at times to meet people that just truly understand who you are and how you operate. So I do believe that with the Temperance card though, and the Lovers here, that you do understand what this connection is and how important it can be with growth, with taking time, with going through experiences with each other, building upon certain things. Definitely don't rush in head first, and make sure that you truly keep your heart open to this situation. Having that newfound perspective is going to make this relationship the second time around blossom into something completely different than it was the first time. Okay, so first I want to say, you're not for everyone. Being that this situation could have been extremely toxic, and from an outside perspective could have been something ridiculously negative, there are people around you who are telling you that this person is not for you. They might be telling you, oh my gosh, you're so much better than this. I don't understand why you want to settle for this individual. And vice versa. It could be that the other person's people are telling them this about you. But it seems like this is not something that you guys are going to give up on. This is not something that you guys are just willing to let go of, because you see the value in each other, and you have so much pure, genuine, fresh love for one another. This says embrace your weirdness, and that's what I get from this. Just from this whole reading, I get that this person is indeed almost like your other half. Like, they understand the way that you move, the way that you talk, the way that you react to certain situations. They just get it. You don't even have to explain to them what it is that you're going through. They just know, which again can make this really addicting. I do want to say that it's such a great situation whenever you're able to, for example, when somebody has a sweet tooth, and let's say for 3 years they were extremely dedicated on eating healthy and they never indulged on anything, and the first time they allowed themselves to have a treat, they just went wild, and it became so bad to the point where they started to get headaches and their teeth started to hurt, and they weren't able to take themselves out of where they were to begin with, right? That healthy space they were in the first time. What's great about a situation like that, excuse me, is that you learn where your boundaries are. You learn what you can deal with, what you can't deal with. You learn what you truly like versus what feels good, and what you really need to stay stable. Cosmic Heart, this is really talking about how dedicated you guys are to one another. So this is definitely showing what a soul connection, what a soul vibe y'all have with each other. This is so effortless. This is so potent. This is so I don't even know, harmonious. I wish that I had more words to explain what I'm feeling about this connection. It's so powerful. Honestly, I think if you guys were to put your energy into something bigger than yourselves, you could probably become a power couple, like an insane power couple that really changes the course of the way that certain things are done. And you know, maybe you needed that time apart so that you guys could learn what your strengths and weaknesses are and how the other person complements what the other person doesn't have, and how you guys can work together as a team. I think you guys should have these types of conversations. You should really sit down and talk about, what can we do together? What kind of legacy can we build together? What do we want our lives to look like? And really work really hard towards that type of situation while you're growing together. And you'll see what an intense and really abundant relationship you are to have. Okay, Pile One, that's what I see for you, for your love life in August. This was just insanely powerful. So if you resonated with this reading, please leave a heart emoji down in the comment section below. Let me know if you liked the video, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. See you next time. All right, pile number 2, let's go. Okay, pile number 2, this is what I see for you. It seems like, definitely with the 3 of Swords here, it took you a while to get through some heartache that you went through, maybe not very recently, like not a couple weeks ago, but maybe this happened earlier this year or the ending of last year. And it took you a while to really get through this sorrow. It was definitely a door that you understood had to be closed, but you were so in love with this person that you just didn't want to let them go. But the relationship overall was lackluster. You were probably in this relationship out of comfort. Maybe you almost wanted to be with this person to inspire you in some sort of way. Maybe you got into this relationship thinking that it was going to be more exciting than it actually was. The 2 of Wands here talks about, you know, having options, having the entire world in front of you, and pretty much the world being your oyster. You have the ability to make your life whatever you want to make it. And what the 3 of Wands reversed next to the 2 of Wands is telling me that this relationship was pretty boring. You did not feel fulfilled or stimulated at all in this type of situation, but it still was not something that you were willing to let go of. For whatever reason, maybe you guys were really good friends, or maybe this person gave you love that you have never experienced before. However, you did attract this person out of your lack. Maybe you were lacking love in your life. Maybe you had manifested this individual for one specific reason, and that was to feel loved. When in reality, you should always love yourself first. The Lover's reverse showing that you definitely got into a love type of situation for all of the wrong reasons. So this is definitely showing a relationship that took you some time to let go of, more because of the comfort that it brought to you, and maybe the confidence that you felt, and you felt so wanted by this individual. But overall, it was really missing something that you needed in order to grow into the individual that you really are. You knew that deep down in your soul, in your gut, this was not where you belonged. So the best thing for the relationship was for you to leave. So This individual also might still be going through withdrawals from your relationship. They definitely might still be feeling like they don't understand what they did wrong, and you know, they thought that they gave you everything that you needed. I'm not sure if there was real closure from this situation. But yeah, it seemed like it was pretty hard to get through, pretty hard to heal from. Yep, so meander, it speaks of, you know, taking your time, going out for a walk, appreciating the sun hitting your skin, appreciate feeling the breeze, appreciate seeing the bee land on the flower, and just being very, very present within the moment, and taking your time to really understand what's going on around you. So with this situation being a situation of lack, you didn't really understand what you were getting yourself into because you felt like you were being fulfilled in the areas that you thought you needed the most. When in reality, this could have worked out if you guys may have just taken your time a little bit more, really got to know each other on a deeper level, rather than it just being something that filled a void for each of you. You know, patience, obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. It just talks about how in situations of love, it's best to always take your time, just with meander, to really understand the situation, to really understand the person that you're wanting to be involved with in a long-term sense. Take your time. Allow things to crystallize, just like this picture is showing us. The beautiful crystals came out of this almost void type of situation from time, just from allowing things to happen in their natural capacity. Let's see what else we've got for you here. Yep, okay. So what I'm seeing for you, pile number 2, is I don't think August is the time for you to find new love. I really don't. There could be a person that you're attracted to, that you're very interested in at this time, and maybe this person is older than you, or maybe this person is more seasoned in a specific area of life than you, that's very intriguing to you. However, I do see this more as yourself. I do see this more as somebody who is starting to stand up in their own power, take life into their own hands, and really understand who they are and how they work in certain situations. The Tower is all about, you know, growing and the necessary changes that we need to go through to grow through them. So the King of Wands next to the Tower, after this whole situation here that you've been through in your past, this is really showing that you're going to change. You're going to grow into this King of Wands types of energy, into this King of Wands that you've always known yourself to be, but however, you were looking for it outside of yourself. You were looking at it, you were looking for it through a relationship that you felt someone else could trigger this type of energy out of you, rather than going through maybe the ups and downs that you've needed to go through on your own to get to this level in your life. The Five of Swords is saying, you know, don't keep your mind closed to this type of growth that you need to go through. Maybe you've gone through some pretty difficult situations and you haven't really wanted to confront them because they're pretty traumatic. They're really hard for you to talk about. They might be really hard for you to accept. However, the Tower is here for a reason. The Tower usually scares people. It looks like a really aggressive card. There's lightning hitting the buildings. You see faces all over the place, almost like people are falling down. But the flowers are here to signify that this is the change that you need to go through so that you can grow into an unshakable individual, a type of person that's so dynamic, people want to be you. And then you can attract the type of person that really matches you at that level. So right now, it's almost like you're chipping away at the glass. It's almost like you're the little duckling about to be born into the world, and you're cracking through that shell. You're cracking through that egg. You're not quite there yet. You still have some mental battles, some emotional battles that you really need to work through and you need to heal through. So whether you're young or whether you're a seasoned individual, there's something in your life that's holding you back from really cultivating the type of relationship that you want with someone. And what I'm getting and what you're being advised is right now is not the time for it. So you could be like a serial dater where one relationship ends and you jump right into the next relationship because you're so afraid of being alone. You're so afraid of dealing with these things by yourself. You don't want to face yourself. I'll tell you that that's only going to bring further heartache into your life. And you don't want to have to keep going through this Three of Wands energy to learn a lesson. Because that ultimately will have you feeling pretty numb to the world, and then you'll lose sight of how beautiful love really is. Yep. So this is saying that you already know what to do. You already know where to go. You already have this energy. Maybe you've been meditating a lot more and you've been trying to get in touch with this deeper side of yourself. And again, because you've put up so much barrier, wow, I'm so sorry guys. I don't know why I can't speak properly today. Because you've put up so many barriers and you've blocked your emotions from yourself, it's kind of hard for you to get in tune with your true spirit. However, you're really working on it. If you're not working on it now, you will be, and you're going to reach a level of yourself that is going to unlock so many emotions. And I'm almost excited for you, because when you sit down with yourself and you come to a realization, especially of a situation that you've been running away from, or a part of yourself that you've been running away from, and you just unleash everything you've been holding in, you're going to feel 1,000 times better. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to laugh through the crying. Allow yourself to get angry if you need to get angry. But don't stay there. Don't stay there. This is showing that enough is enough, and it's really time for you to unlock the intense level of just soul capacity that you have, that wisdom that you have. It's time. So instead of looking for it in another individual, instead of looking for it through a lover, look at it within yourself. Really sit within yourself. Again, weight is just showing, this is not the time. This is definitely not the time for you to jump into a romantic relationship. Things are being woven. Look at how beautiful this girl looks out in the universe and in the dark atmosphere. It's almost like she's within a womb. You're being reborn right now. You're getting yourself to a place where you can trust your intuition. You can move with so much confidence. You're unshakable, and you'll be able to show other people how to get to this place as well. And with that, with looking a little deeper, and allowing yourself to go through the tough times that you need to grow and to be reborn, you will attract the love of your life that is absolutely meant for you, and that will complement all of this hard work that you're putting into growing into the person that you know yourself to be. So hone in on that King of Wands energy. Whew. Okay, pile number 2. That was really powerful. I'm really excited for you guys. Honestly, if this resonated with you, leave a heart eyes emoji in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your experiences have been. Leave them all in the comments. I want to know. I want to hear these stories from you guys. So please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I appreciate you guys. See you next time. Okay, pile 3, let's go. Okay, pile number 3, this is what I see for you. So the Nine of Pentacles talks about feeling like you've really reached a new level pertaining to all of the hard work that you've been putting into certain things. It is a card of solitude. It is a card of planting seeds for yourself so you could reap the rewards and you can really feel fulfilled within yourself. So what this is telling me right now, especially with the world reversed, is that maybe at this time, although maybe you're mature enough for a new love, maybe this is not the exact time for a new love. However, it could be coming very soon. So the Page of Swords reversed is letting me know that there may still be some things that you have to work on in terms of your trust. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of instances where people have lied to you in the past, whether it was family members, ex-lovers, or maybe friends that you've really trusted, and you haven't been able to grow through and really get through what that felt like to you, what that betrayal did to your psyche. It's almost like you're good. You've established yourself, you have a good career, or you have this passion project that you've been working on that you feel like will get you to the next level in your life. You wake up every day and you're happy. You don't feel like you're missing anything. However, you still have trust issues. So when it comes to love, you definitely don't want to start a relationship with those kinds of issues. You don't even want to give off the vibe that you're available when you have issues of trust, because a really good thing can turn into a really bad thing pretty quickly. If somebody comes into your life and they're everything that you've ever wanted, however, they might trigger something within you that brings you right back to those feelings of feeling betrayed, or you might think this person's lying to you and they're not, but maybe they moved in a similar way to somebody from your past and you don't know what to do with it. You have everything that you need. You don't need this person in terms of material things, in terms of money, stability. You're good. Even at a certain level emotionally, you're stable. However, this one area of your life needs adjustment. With the Death card here, this is saying that you have to transform, that you have to put it to rest. You have to set it on fire, let it go, and allow yourself to be open to new situations with people in your life or people coming in. A lot of times we'll block ourselves, we'll block our blessings because of past issues, traumatic situations. Especially if you're the type of person that you're a big lover, you at times can be kind of naive when it comes to love, and you want to connect with people so much that you jump in head first. Sometimes that's not received well, and you may have situations where people can manipulate you and they can try to turn a really good situation into a bad situation, which causes us to walk just maybe still feeling whole within ourselves, but looking out for the next bad situation, which can block us initially. So pile number 3, you were actually one of the piles that received 3 oracle cards. So let's see what they have to say for you. Yep. Okay, so with concealed, it's just reiterating again that these issues that you have with trust, you've been trying to distract yourself from them, which is why you've reached such a high level of success in other areas in your life. But this iceberg shows us that there's way more underneath the surface that you have to chip away at. The problem is always way bigger than you think it is, especially when it's that deeply rooted in our emotions. It's best to handle it now. It's best to handle it while you're in your own element and you don't really have anyone else within your immediate space, so that it doesn't come out later in a really bad way. Anytime we hold something deep within ourselves, anytime we don't handle the situation and we let it build up and build up and build up, it can lead to eruption and it can lead to upheaval. These 2 cards together with concealed is just reiterating these types of situations you cannot brush under the rug. You cannot sweep this stuff under the rug. Deal with it now, grow through it now. Transform it, transmute it, maybe use it as inspiration for something else so that you can grow through it. You can really, really let it go. And maybe at the same time, you can get something else positive out of it so that you don't deal with getting yourself into a situation and then it ends up being something negative, because you may take your insecurities out on someone else and it becomes a really bad situation. Oh, we have some hope. Okay. All right, so this does show that you do have a deep emotional relationship that is in the cards for you. Pun intended. So this may be somebody close to you that's watching you from a distance. Maybe they know what you're going through. There is someone that you will be able to trust with your heart wholeheartedly, and you may have a little bit of reservation at first, but all in all, this is your person. This is the person that I think will help put the stamp and the seal on those negative feelings that you've been hiding from for all of this time. The 6 of Swords definitely shows it's time to move on from something that really hurt you in the past. So originally, the card is a man on a boat with 6 swords pointing down, which means the swords are at rest. And there's a woman and a young child with their head down, and they look kind of, defeated, kind of depressed. What this is saying is, in order for you to reach this new love that you know you deserve and you're really ready for, everything else in your being is ready for this love, and you may be working really hard to manifest it, but you have to grow through these trust issues. You have to grow through these situations that you haven't been wanting to get on a deeper level with, these situations that you've been ignoring and looking at and then running away from. It's time. It's time to face it. It's time to transmute it, transform it, turn it into gold, and move on. Remember the lesson though. So the 6 of Swords, it's showing moving on, but it's showing still holding on to something. So remember the lesson. Always hold on to the lesson, but move on from the hurt. 3 of Swords talks about working through an extreme heartache. So you definitely went through something brutal, something that really tore you down, something that you probably thought would never happen to you. What's beautiful about this though is the 10 of Cups, is the fact that you are going to get through this and you are going to manifest a person in your life that is going to evolve you into the next level of yourself. And what's also amazing about it is when you finally transform yourself out of this almost negative cloud that you have above you, but you try to pretend like it's not there, and you're constantly moving to the right trying to get into the sun, but you know it brings itself right back over you. Once you get that away from you, once you really grow, you're also going to help this person reach new levels of themselves, and together you guys are going to walk happily into the sunset, so to speak. You're going to be able to attack the world as a unit. You're going to be able to walk through this life never feeling like you don't have support. And there's something really powerful in that. Forge don't follow is, oh, and the void. Oh, perfect. So the void and death together get me really excited because it's showing real deep healing, ancestral, otherworldly types of transformation. It's time to embrace the changes that you need to go through, and go through the pain if you need to. Allow that to happen, because once you break through, the beauty of the outcome is just, there are no words for it. It's everything that you feel like you are right now times 1,000. And Forge don't follow is, it's showing that maybe in the time where you really felt like you needed somebody, when you were going through whatever heartbreak, heartache, or traumatic situation that you went through, you didn't have anyone to talk to about it, or you didn't feel like anybody really cared. This is saying, be the leader that you wish you had. Heal yourself so that you can connect with other people that have been through what you have been through, so you can really be there for them, so you can show them there is a way out. For so long, I tried to hide this. For so long, I tried to act like it wasn't there. And although I looked good on paper, although you could look at me and think that nothing was ever wrong with me, I had to attack that part of myself. And ultimately, I was able to become the person that I've always wanted to become, truly and whole. This is amazing. This is so deep. This is really beautiful, pile number 3. I hope you felt it too. Pile number 3, if this resonated with you, please leave a moon emoji down in the comment section below. Let me know how you felt about this reading, if this really resonated with you. If you feel any type of way, leave it in the comment section. Let me know, what's going on with you. What are you growing through? What are you going through? Yeah, let's get connected. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, pile number 4, let's go. Okay, pile number 4. So in August, what I see for you, the 6 of Swords is showing me that you've let go of a situation, and you felt like, although you're moving to, or you have moved into a way better space, letting go of that person was detrimental to your emotional health. You were really saddened by having to leave this situation, or the situation was just so hard to bear that it left emotional scars on you. So with moving on, you did start to feel more energized, right? With the Fool here, it's showing that although you have been feeling like letting go of the situation was tough, and moving on took a toll on you, you were really excited to just move on to the next thing. You're really excited to move on with your life. You've been feeling very optimistic. You've been feeling, you have high energy, and you're almost ready for another person to love. But we all know that that's probably not the healthiest thing to do. Moving from one relationship to the next relationship just brings baggage from the relationship before. The Page of Wands is showing that you do have new love coming into your life. So if you're single, I definitely see a new person for you. Absolutely. And this person is charismatic, really passionate. They probably match you very, very well. They have a high energy level. They're pretty goofy. They match what you're really attracted to. And that also gives you a lot of energy. It kind of pushes a button for you to want to dive into a relationship with this person. You may fall in love really easy, and that's why moving on from situations can be so hard for you, because your heart is so pure that you almost feel like every situation is a soulmate connection. Or you're a hopeless romantic and you really hope for the best so much, and you work so hard towards these connections that it's devastating to let them go, because you love, you want to be in love, you want that companionship, you want to go through life with someone, you want to build a family with someone, that almost fairy tale ending type of situation. Ten of Pentacles shows that the person that you have coming into your life is more or less like a ride or die type of situation. It seems like this is your person, absolutely. But I keep hearing and I keep saying, find the love within yourself first. Feel whole within yourself first. Love is beautiful. Love with another person is amazing. Being able to go into a loving relationship and building on something like that while feeling like you have all of the love for yourself first makes the new relationship that much more exciting. It makes the relationship feel that much better or more secure. Pile number 4, you were also one of the ones that received 3 oracle cards. So disguise is telling me that being in a loving relationship is almost like wearing a mask, but not in a negative way. So you are hiding how hurt you are inside, how maybe how sensitive and how emotional you can really be, and you feel like you need to be in a relationship to make you feel like you're just much more valuable to the world. Disguise is showing, you want to flow effortlessly with a group of people, with, I don't know, maybe some people that you want to fit in with, or maybe just a vibe that feels good for you, but you feel like the best way to do that is through another person. But what I'm getting from vulnerability and underworld is definitely with underworld, embracing your shadow side is ultimately what's going to make people accept you for who you are. Being human comes with a lot. We all have emotions, we all have things that we go through, we all have things that we grow through. And if you want to attract other people or be able to relate to other people, the best way to do that is to embrace your flaws, to embrace the things that you've been through, to embrace the things that maybe you feel like are shortcomings in your life, when in reality, somebody else might look at what you consider a shortcoming, and they might look at it and say, wow, you are such an amazing person. And ultimately that might be what your person sees about you. It might be what attracts them to you and makes them almost want to protect you in a way, Vulnerability talks about being able to open yourself up enough to fight through the things that you feel like are inadequacies, things that you feel like make you less than. First, make sure that you don't compare yourselves to other people. You are completely whole and you are completely valuable within yourself. There's no reason to compare yourself or compare your value to someone else. So really get deep within yourself and figure out what it is that makes you feel smaller than other people. And if you feel like you're a little more sensitive than others and you need a little more love than other people, figure out how to give that to yourself. Find ways to be kind to yourself, to love yourself, rather than distracting yourself by throwing all of that love into someone else. Not that it's always a bad thing to throw your love into other people, but you want to make sure that you have love to give to yourself first. That's always important. So, okay. All right, let's talk about this. So, yes, you do have new love coming in. Yes, this is your person, okay? Yes, this person is going to adore you. They're definitely going to look at how sweet you are and be extremely attracted to this. Now, this is where underworld really comes into play here. The Five of Wands and the Magician reversed are telling me you could possibly dive headfirst into this new relationship, that you become codependent on this person. You start overcompensating, right? Maybe you'll get to a level where you start to work on yourself a little bit and you're giving yourself a little bit of love and you think, oh, that's it. I'm healed. Everything's okay. I'm fine now. And when this person comes in, you may not think that this is what's going on, but you might come off a bit needy. You may be trying too hard to relate to this person, to connect yourself with this person, and ultimately that might be something that's really unattractive to them. And this may not even come out until maybe a few months into the relationship. So it's really important to realize what your weaknesses are now at this moment, so you can avoid this, so that this doesn't happen. The Magician reversed, that could be saying that once you're in a relationship with this individual and they start to see how needy you are, or you're coming off, or they're unattracted to something that you're doing because they feel like you're not being authentically yourself, instead of talking to you about the situation, because maybe they don't want to leave the situation quite yet, they might start sneaking around behind your back. And that's something that will really tear you apart. And you won't even have to look through anyone's phone, anyone's social media. It's something that you'll just know is going on. You'll be able to sense it on them. They'll start acting a bit different towards you. The High Priestess is warning against this. The High Priestess is saying, follow your intuition to guide yourself through that healing, to guide yourself through feeling whole within yourself, so that you don't run off a good thing. The High Priestess is all about your intuition and all about bringing forth things that have been in the shadows for too long to the light, and to be very truthful about what it is that you're going through. So these insecurities that you've been running away from and you've been disguising for far too long, they need to be addressed. Please heed the warning, because you don't want to you don't want to push away a really good thing, a forever thing, an amazing relationship. This is something that most people dream of. This is a type of bond that most people spend a lifetime looking for. And it's right under your nose, but you've got to work through these codependency issues. You've got to work through how quickly you allow your emotions to get caught up with somebody else. Be honest with yourself. It's okay to go through what you're going through. Completely okay. This may be something that stems from your childhood. Just face it. Face it go through it, and ultimately it's probably something that you'll have to deal with for the rest of your life, because that's typically how traumas work. You know, sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days. But when this love comes into your life, it won't be a debilitating factor. Okay, so you got the love. It talks about, you know, setting up boundaries. Do not allow yourself to be codependent. Do not allow yourself to cling onto somebody so much that you can't live in your own power. I'm so sorry, guys. I had to take a sip of some tea. Wow, what is going on with my voice? Guys, is something going on in the universe that I can't speak, and it seems like something's blocking me from getting this message out. What is going on? Okay, so again, you got the love is talking about how you have an intense emotional intelligence. You have all of the love that you need to give to another person. However, give it to yourself first. Codependency is never attractive. Don't look for reasons to be with someone. Like, there are some individuals who want to be with someone because maybe they need help. They're going through some things in their life, and they feel like, oh my gosh, this person needs me. I need to help them. And that's how they forge their love with someone. That's not the way. That's not the way, guys. Star Brothers is saying this is a time that you really need to heal, and you really need to focus on some of the wounds that you haven't been dealing with, or that you haven't let heal completely. And you have complete support in that journey. You have all of the time in the world to go through those emotions, to go through, that tough journey of finding pieces of yourself that maybe have been there all along, but you've been ignoring, trying to overcompensate in other ways, or trying to find happiness outside of yourself. Wow, guys. I am not sure why it took me so long to get that out. I'm so sorry. Okay, pile number 4. This is what I see for you. If you feel connected and this reading really resonated with you, please leave a sun emoji down in the comment section below. Please let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know how you felt about this reading. Let me know if there's anything that you might want to know. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. See you next time.